Hey Aquarius, welcome back to Divinity Gems. Getting out your weekly reading for September 17th through the 23rd. Okay. Got my Black Moon Astrology deck. And I'm doing the 15 card spread here, now, and later right now. So this is 3 rows of 5 cards, 5 here, 5 now, 5 later. That kind of go to the overall energy for you, where the energy is heading, and then the future outcome based on the current energies. So, pulled your 15 cards already. And let's just go row by row with the position, fill you in on what they are, let you know what the card is, and we'll keep going like that. And then I also pulled clarity from the Crystal Visions Tarot at the end as well. So let's get started with your 15 card here, now, and later, Aquarius. First row, current circumstances is this first row. First position, we will start. Where you stand or what your situation is now, you have Mercury retrograde reinvention. This is where you stand right now or what your situation is right now. So you're going through a bit of a transformation about yourself, reinvention of yourself as we came out of Mercury retrograde last month. The 18th, it started to move direct, the 19th. So it was a period of time where you may have had to go back into yourself and deal with some things from your past, quite possibly. So that is the current energy right now. Second position, other people and surrounding circumstances, Chiron healing. This is also an energy that is been prevalent through my readings, but Chiron healing is the other people or surrounding circumstances around you. It is about bringing healing to a certain area in your life, Aquarius, that needed some attention. And it probably during that Mercury retrograde period brought up a situation or a circumstance that made you have to go back and deal with this something emotionally that had not been healed, or if we're in a relationship for the other person that hadn't been healed, and it was a cause or how it played out was it caused that situation to come to the surface so that healing can take place, or what needed to be reinvented can be shown to you so that you can begin to work on that. Okay. Third position is what you're not able to yet see, but it's still influencing the situation. And this is you, your body, your first house, the way you view yourself and your own happiness, things about yourself, the things you want and desire. It is bringing healing to those things, I feel like, with this Mercury retrograde reinvention being about you reinventing yourself as a person, Aquarius. Chiron, which was other people around it, requiring some healing. So it takes two people. Somebody has to cause the need for the healing. So if somebody around you is healing, it is, or if you are healing from someone else around you that caused you to feel a certain type of way, and now you have to heal from that. But either way, this is all centering and still centering around you, Aquarius, and how you do things, how you feel about yourself, how you bring into yourself the things you want. It is addressing selfishness sometimes. It is addressing what you feel like you need, those types of things. So that is in your third house, what you're not able to see, but what is influencing this situation is still you. It's you. It's heavily influenced by you. Fourth position, a path you are considering or where the situation is currently heading. It's about love. It's about love and it's about relationships. So that's where it's heading. That's where it's what you're considering, where the situation is currently heading. It's about love, but not just any love. This Venus type of love is about balanced love. So if you were in a relationship and it's not balanced, it's not balanced in the give and take, the even exchange, well, it's going to bring healing and the need for reinvention to that area of yourself where you tolerate a relationship that's not balanced. And it's going to cause you to have to go into the what do I want, what do I need, the me first type of feeling of the first house, the body, which is you, and deciding what it is you want and what will make you feel happy and balanced when it comes to love. Okay. Fifth position, the current energy surrounding the circumstances is the South Node. This is a debt, a karmic debt. All of us, I feel like at this moment, dealing in relationships or new people that we're trying to bring in are karmic relationships from past lives that we have to still deal with. We have some sort of lesson to learn that we did not learn. So this person who we're with and what we're going through these instances for, these circumstances for, if we're not with anybody, we're trying to bring in something new that's more balanced when it comes to love. It's going to be a karmic relationship where we are going through something or learning a lesson for a reason, for the reason of us not getting it before in this relationship with this person, or just our past relationships in general, how we have as a cycle dealt with things or been in relationships, what we have allowed from people. If we allowed ourselves to be used in relationships where we give more than the other person gives back to us, then it's addressing those types of things build up your karma of how it has to play out. Karma is not always bad karma. Sometimes you gave too much and the other person didn't give. And so your karma is now knowing how to allow the other person to learn that same lesson, learn how to give more, and you not giving as much because that person's not giving. It's balancing that out. It's healing. And it's definitely a lesson that you learned through this process. So that was your top row. I see you reinventing yourself. I see some healing going on when it comes to love relationships and South Nodes, which is, types of karmic debt relationships as they play out. I see that playing out for you, Aquarius, through this week. Some healing going on. And that was your first row of current circumstances. Dropping to your second row. Now, this is what is evolving and where the energy is being directed. So we have 6th position, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. 6th position, what to do next and how to approach the situation. You have Leo, I will. This is telling you to take charge, have courage. As a lion, the Leo wood is also driven by the sun. So your happiness, what do you want? Be responsible for your own happiness. And these also play out in the row going down as well, as I see. This was up under your Mercury retrograde reinvention. In your reinvention, you will start taking charge, being more courageous and going after the things you desire. Imposing your will. I will, because you know it's the right thing to do. I see you taking charge with that card, what to do next and how to approach the situation. You will be going towards your happiness in this situation. I feel like, what are you going to do next? Going to get a lot stronger. That's what you're going to do next. 7th position, influences from partnerships, alliances, and romantic interests. You have the North Node, your life purpose. It's the South Node, your life debt. The North Node, your life purpose. You are going towards your life purpose. This is to pay out those karmic debts so that we can go towards our purpose of why we're here this time. What were you supposed to fulfill? And you're going towards that. Once again, that is up under Chiron healing. And so you're healing the past to find out what your life purpose is right now. What should you be doing? What would bring you the most happiness in this life right now? Next position, what others are saying about the issue, but not to you. Got Jupiter abundance. So some people planning on bringing some good things your way, or people seeing that good things should be coming your way, Aquarius. Others are observing that whether they're telling it to you or not. Abundance. They see you being prosperous. They seeing abundance being brought to you. They see things improving in your life. That's how others are viewing it. And then the 9th position, hopes, wishes, and possible outcome depending on what's happening now. Uranus, genius. And this is about the Great Awakener. This is about waking you up to your life purpose and life in general. Waking you up to the things around you that you might be missing. Seeing things in a way that you hadn't seen them in order to bring you positive energy to progress in an area that you wanted to progress in. So this is right now your hopes, wishes, and possible outcomes, depending on what's happening right now. It is you awakening to who you are, finding out your life purpose and who you should be with in your life overall, who you should be partnered with. And that is up under that Venus card, which is about love and balance. To me, it is an awakening of what balances you when it comes to love and who balances you when it comes to love. All right. 10th position, what is driving this situation? Up top was the South Node life debt. Right now, it is the lunar eclipse change is driving the situation. It is time to change that certain area of your life, Aquarius. It's time for change to come about in that sector. So, second row of your where is this energy being directed? To bring you courage, to finding your life purpose, to bringing in more happiness and abundance to yourself, to awakening to who balances you when it comes to love, and bringing those changes about in your life. Good stuff. Good stuff. Bottom row. Let's get it. The future. This is the conclusion based on the current conditions or future influences. So, got 11th through 15th position. This is 11th position. The state you're progressing towards, the energy that's coming in. This is Neptune, sacrifice. This is you finding out what it's all for to me. What the reinvention was for, why you had to take courage in that area, and what you're going to gain from making that sacrifice. Going in and healing some things. You may have had to make some sacrifices. You may have had to let some people go. May have had to cut some people off, hurt some people's feelings, but this was all part of the reinvention, the change, the you finding your courage, Aquarius, because those three are lined up. Mercury and reinvention, Leo, I will, and now the Neptune sacrifice. You are shedding an old way in order to go towards a new, happier, more stable way. And it is definitely involving some healing for you. Okay, 12th position, influences from others that will have an impact on the resolution of this matter. Air element is communicating, it is talking, it is expressing yourself in a way to someone that you may, have held back this expression, but as you're going forth with more courage now, you will be talking more and explaining more what it is you need and want when it comes to love and relationships, what and why you need healing in certain things and addressing those situations. You're going to be communicating what it is you want. What makes you feel the most fulfilled with the North Node life purpose card being lined up in this row here. Healing, life purpose, and communicating. This is what you're going to be communicating in the future. The need to heal, why you need to heal, what happened that made you have to heal from it, expressing those things, going back and dealing with it. Now this becomes part of your life purpose because it is directly related to what you had to heal. And communication is going to be the key to that. What you have failed to take into account, but what also can be corrected. That you need the communication. These are the messages that no one can read your mind. This is what you failed to take into account. No one can read your mind. Though you thought it should have been clear and they should have known, they couldn't read your mind. It really did need to be communicated. This is the same as this air element communicating. This is also Gemini third house messages. They are the messengers. This is the communication from the messenger to you. That's what's going on. You're going to have to communicate here what it is you want. First body, what it is you need in love, in life. Who you are, your first body, your house. What makes you you. Abundance is up under that one. Third house messages is up under that one. So how do you bring these things into yourself? How do you get better? How do you get what you want? You gotta say so. You gotta communicate. So there's going to be communication going down. I do believe across this week, Aquarius, of what you want, being more like an Aries. What you want, that first house, the body is an Aries position. Calling in what you want, expressing what you want, communicating what you want and need is going to take place, I feel like. What cannot be changed unless drastic measures are taken is the 14th position. This was a Saturn moment. Saturn acts as your daddy. It comes around, and depending on what house it was in for you, if it was in the first house, you have to check your astrology chart to see where Saturn was for you, because that's where your lesson was coming. When Saturn comes and gives you a lesson, it gives it to you good. Takes us some places where we didn't want to go. Makes us heal some things that we thought were old and dead and gone that we wanted to bury and act like it was gone. But that Chiron comes back in an alignment sometimes, and it makes you dig back into something that you thought you healed or something that you pushed to the side because you didn't feel like dealing with healing it. And it makes you go back and revisit that most of the time during the Mercury retrograde. Makes you go revisit it, brings it back up to the surface, and makes you have to deal with it. So this quite possibly was a Saturn moment for you, Aquarius, where you had to learn a lesson. And Saturn comes in like a daddy and says, let me put you back on the right path. Yeah, I know you're comfortable over here, but you got to move over here because this is in your better interest. Okay, and then the last 15th position, the outcome of the matter based on what is. And it says changing your response changes this card. So as it stands currently, the outcome of the matter based on what it is Virgo, I analyze. This is you taking time out to go back and revisit all of these things and analyze, as the Virgos do, what was useful and what was not useful. And upon doing that, that's actually how you reinvent and heal. You are analyzing your life, yourself, this area when it comes to love. I see when it comes to your life purpose, your karmic debts, and what you want and desire to bring into your life right now, what you're going to have the courage to do about it. Are you going to allow yourself to be awakened to certain realizations when they're presented to you? And are you going to change those things once you are presented with this great awakening that Uranus will bring you when it comes to love and relationships, which is where Saturn is? So I don't know for sure, but how these cards are lined up, it has Saturn in your, possibly your 7th house of partners. Could be in your 4th house. Could be in your 5th house. But Saturn's definitely present somewhere in your chart that's giving you this lesson, Aquarius, when it comes to love and what you desire and how you feel balanced when it comes to love. It's analyzing your love. It's analyzing it. But Saturn makes you do the right thing and makes you go the right way so that you can have the best desired outcome for yourself. Let's get some clarity for my Aquarius overall for the week. Ooh, I have the Hierophant in reverse, the Tower upright, and the Justice upright. There's that love. There's that same Venus right there with those scales of justice being balanced back out. And yes, you will find balance. Find balance. There is a Tower moment coming to that area. It's going to bring you balance emotionally, I believe, where there was no balance emotionally. And any tradition, any religious, any traditional family type of structural type of rigid rule that you were hanging on to, if there was something you were hanging on to when it comes to why you weren't addressing this situation, how you felt about it, if it was a marriage or something that you traditionally felt like you had to abide by this set of rules, this set of laws, and that they could not be changed, that's in reverse. And you're seeing that a little bit differently, or you will start to see that a lot differently going through this cycle here as you heal. You want to start to understand where some of your old beliefs were actually the thing that needed to be healed and the thing that was holding you back. Decisions in reverse, 2 of Swords in reverse, 3 of Swords in reverse. So any area where you're feeling heartbreak over a decision you have to make, or not wanting to break someone else's heart over a decision you have to make, so you didn't make the choice maybe because you didn't want to break someone's heart, or it would break your heart to make this decision, that's going to be addressed as well. That's where the healing comes in at. That's where the healing comes in at, because it's unknown right now who your soulmate is, who you desire and love. It's unknown right now. You don't know if you can continue to love the person you were with. You don't know. Yeah, that's in reverse. And victory is in reverse. Your 8 of Cups, your emotional fulfillment, your greatest emotional possible outcome is in reverse. And the victory with that person is in reverse. So if you've been feeling like you had to address a relationship that you were still in, that you did not want to be in, you're going to address that. And that's why all of this is happening. It is the reinvention of yourself. Hangman is changing your perception on that. And the 9 of Wands is in reverse. But she is planning her next strategy. And right now, you're not planning that strategy. It's also about having that inner strength to me. Right now, you're not feeling very confident in your inner strength because there's some things that need to be healed when it comes to this. you're feeling the sacrifice part of it more. So I feel like you're feeling like you're letting people down emotionally. There is going to be a sacrifice though here in the reinvention of yourself. It's going to take courage to make this sacrifice. So that is sometimes walking away from a person that we need to walk away from, that we feel guilty about walking away from, but it's something that needs to be done. Then it's going to keep on prompting you to walk away from that person and change your perception on whether or not you feel guilty about it. Yeah. And I see you walking away. I see you going towards something that is more balanced. I see you going towards your light as the star. I see you doing a whole lot of healing here, Aquarius, that's going to lead to a lot of happiness down the line for you after this Saturn moment, which I feel like was in your relationship sector. Yes, because what should have been an even exchange was not. This was in reverse. And what you were in was a little fantasy world. That Seven of Cups energy, just feeling like you're in fantasy land here, but it not being reality. When you really look at this picture, this was all a fantasy world. This was all a dream. She's got a dragon with cups everywhere she's riding on. There's rainbows, there's cups everywhere. These are your emotions being all over the place. So though it looked like you were on a wonderful fantasy ride, it was an illusion and there was no balance. This person was not giving you what you were giving. So you weren't receiving anything. You were doing all the giving, making sure this person was happy and healthy, but they weren't feeling the same or giving the same back to you. Then this becomes imbalance, an imbalanced relationship for you. So that's what needs to be addressed. Why you would allow yourself to be in an imbalanced situation, how you can heal from this imbalanced situation, how you can move on from it, because it's looking like it is going to change. You're going to receive some insight and clarity on it. Though you're not moving at this moment, I feel like once that clarity comes, it's going to get you moving, or at least if you have already moved in a positive way, it's going to take you from desiring something that you thought was the greatest thing, and you put it on a pedestal, and you weren't even looking at the other cups behind you because you thought that one was it. That was in reverse. Your 10 of Cups. What actually is not fantasy world, is not a fairy tale make-believe, but your actual 10 of Cups happy ever after wish fulfillment moment is actually coming after you let go of that fantasy. After there is a reinvention, after there is a healing, after you get back to you. That's just the way the first role played out so much. After there is a reinvention of you, after there's some healing done when it comes to you, this is you, first house, what you want and what you desire. Love is coming, I do believe, because you are fulfilling a debt, a karmic debt that you had to with that other person. And it's satisfied, it's fulfilled. And now you're going to have the courage. This is all playing out as a beautiful story in a row. You're going to have the courage to go towards a new life purpose, your true life purpose. Blessings and abundance come because you're on the right path. Awakening comes. You get understanding and clarity of why. You just have an aha wake up moment and change comes just like that. This is all in a row how your cards played out. The sacrifices you made, were making, or need to make. Communication, double communication through this Saturn moment of changing what was wrong to what was right. And you are now analyzing those things in your life, Aquarius. And I think you've got some answers that you didn't have before. Now you're understanding where this is going, why it is going. And yeah, Queen of Swords, it is to let you know who you are, to become who you truly supposed to be. And you have a deeper understanding of who you are at this point as Queen of Swords. She knows herself very well. You know yourself after this situation plays out. You know yourself better. You know your life purpose better. And you handle the changes, already as an air sign, you handle change pretty well. Queen of Swords, she handles it the best. So the butterfly being the greatest transformation, the greatest transition. You are embodying this Queen of Swords energy after this healing takes place. You will know who you are, Aquarius. and you'll know what your life purpose is. And then you're moving towards that is going to bring so much fulfillment for you. I feel like that is why you had to go through this healing process, or you will be going through this healing process this week, making sure you gain your strength and your courage to go ahead and finish the end of this without feeling guilty about possibly if you have to walk away from somebody, without feeling guilty about it, knowing there was a purpose to it and you're complete. You completed that cycle, and now it's time for the new, to bring in the healing, to bring in the new that will help you grow into a stronger, healthier, happier person. All right. That was your reading. Need to book a personal. It's always below my website, www.divinitygems33.com is in the description box below. Till next time, thanks for watching.